Alright, here we are for yet another episode of Late Night LoL. For blue team, bot lane is a Leona Vayne kill lane. Vayne is kind of a weak early going, so I'm not quite sure how good of a pick Leona is for her. I mean, once she hits level 7 or so, this will be a real dangerous lane. But I think Vayne needs somebody that can kind of keep her alive. Mirrored against that, we have Soraka and Graves. Graves very powerful, very tanky kind of AD, and Soraka is only going to make that more difficult because when she heals, she adds to armor. He gains his own armor. That's a nightmare for Vayne in this early game area. Blue team does have a kill though, but it's top lane with Renekton versus I'm guessing top lane Nunu. So that's interesting. Nunu's buffs certainly make him better in any lane he's in, even though they were mainly meant for the jungle. Renekton Nunu lane, not quite sure how that'll go for Nunu. Renekton has a stun, can do a lot of damage, but Nunu does have Ice Ball. In the jungle, we got Mumu and Nocturne, so we'll be seeing who can be more valuable in that. Both very common characters in the current meta. The new jungle meta that seems to be emerging is fast clear. Any jungler that has a really quick move speed and can quickly clear lanes, just be constantly ganking, seems to be the current meta. And mid we have Fizz versus Karthus. Oh man, America Karthus. Well, we know who I'm rooting for. And Fisherman Fizz. So let's jump into this game. 4 minutes and 49 seconds into it. Alrighty, so bot lane, where most of the action is probably going to be going on. But we may have, yeah, no, Nocturne is still jungling. Vayne, 28. Graves, yeah, so right now we're still currently pretty equal in terms of minion kills. Leona is in a warded bush. That'll only be a little bit of trouble for her right now. They warded that bush to kind of remove Leona's ability to zone them out. Nunu has come around. Let's see what he could do to this Renekton. Tons of damage on that Ice Blast using Blood Boil, but unfortunately his turret under a lot of trouble. Back to bot lane. Leona still pacing back and forth, hoping to do some damage onto that Graves. Nothing happening so far. We'll be seeing what happens in the future there. Nocturne, he's waiting to gank, but he'll probably end up having to cut. Waiting to gank. Nope, nothing happened there. Meanwhile, Graves and Vayne still farming it up. Nocturne just going to be going back. Mundo back at base as well. Buying a Vision Ward, interestingly enough. I guess he's going to be doing some ward clearing. We could see him knocking out wards down at Dragon. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Nocturne. Maybe a gank mid. We'll have to see what happens. Karthus, he can bring on the wall, and that should be able to slow down Fizz. Fizz seems to be playing smart and not pushing his lane. See, down here in bot lane, Vayne is starting to push the lane. Right now it's still boots pots for both teams. See who is the first to really bring things down. Renekton and Nunu are up top. If I see damage go down, we'll have to see. Nunu is still equal with this. I thought he was level 9 for a second. Oh, and my gosh, that Vayne, that Leona is going in there just bopping Soraka in the face. I want you, she says. I want you. Top lane, we still have Nunu's just kind of forcing Renekton. He's kind of got him scared, I guess. The good thing about Nunu, now that his passive has been updated, every 5th melee hit means that he has a free spell. So he'll be able to just continually pepper Renekton with Ice Blast if he keeps up his hits, which is very good for him, almost like he's an energy character. Pretty standard back and forth between bot lane. It's going to be the first gank that I guess is really going to be the thing that'll change this up. Or if Leona gets a good bop. Renekton wants to retreat, or he wants help mid. We'll be seeing what's going on. Nocturne in the jungle. Dr. Mundo. We'll see what's happening there. Bot lane's still doing their business. Lots of pings going down for blue team. Dr. Mundo could be invading. So we'll have to see what's going on here. I hate to look away from bot lane because that could explode at any moment, but let's pay attention to this right now. Dr. Mundo's going in there. Ooh, Nunu is heading down. He spots Dr. Mundo. Renekton is going in. Oh man, but the Yeti is too quick. Fizz is there. This could go very bad. Fizz and Dr. Mundo, they're going after that red buff. Nunu does not like that. Makes himself seen. Lands an Ice Blast. Misses Fizz because Fizz is annoying. And we have Karthus going in and landing some damage. Nunu's taking a lot of damage. Burning his ult. Taking a whole bunch of damage. And now he's going down to Fizz. We have Karthus, however, going around there, doing as much damage as he can as well. Nocturne managing to take out Fizz. Oh, Karthus is taken down, landing his ult, basically no damage to either Mundo or Renekton, and they clear it out. That is a terrible 3-for-1 engage for red team. Oh, man. And things are looking great for Renekton. Already had the first kill in his top lane, and now he's only going to be able to get stronger. GP item on Dr. Mundo. GP scumming it. But I'll be interested to see if... Oh, Graves landed a little hit on Leona, but she is a tank. She does not care. And they stole red buff away from Nocturne. Oof. The slow that he gets from red buff is really important for Nocturne's chasing. Blue jungle is repopulating. Mundo will probably run around in there. Or he'll be giving blue buff to Fizz. Red team does have ward coverage now, though, so we'll see if that has any effect. Vayne's doing a good job farming up. We have 79 to 72, so she's a little ahead in the farm. Not in any meaningful way. Oh, and Fizz is diving on Karthus! But he's just pole vaulting backwards, being able to ignore that tower aggro. He has Karthus completely panicked, though, hiding behind his turret, looking absolutely frightened. Just jumping back and forth. I don't know if there's a way to do that in this yet. I should look it up, but if you could hotkey... Oh, hey! And there we go. She's landed a stun, and Nocturne has jumped in, completely turning it around. Leona has landed her passive, though, trying to do something, but Nocturne has got Vayne dead to rights. Let's see if he can catch her. If he had... Oh, no, she's going to get away, and the stun, Leona bopping him. How dare you go after my AD carry? So this is an example. If he had red buff that would have slowed and done damage over time for Vayne, she would not have survived that assault. But they push that. They're going to be able to push that lane to tower. Karthus doing some damage to Fizz. Let's see if Fizz can answer. He's zipping around. Nocturne, will he take blue buff? Karthus is coming over there. Let's see if we have any cooperation on the team. And we do. Karthus with blue buff. This is great news for red team. I think Karthus is going to be able to... Oh, and I missed a kill. Jeez. Terrible me. And Nunu... Looked like he was wailing on that Renekton, but Renekton has his ult up. Nunu using his ult, but getting stunned and just absolutely demolished by Renekton. That happened because the double Dorans and the Pulverizer right there. He's got so much damage right now. Nunu bringing nothing to the table. See what Nunu's building. 2 GP. Yeah, you can do a GP build for top lane. It's kind of one of the new things that's really being brought up, but right now Nunu is being out-damaged in every way by Renekton. If he had built one GP item, or maybe even no GP items, and just useful items like Renekton, he wouldn't be in this situation. Oh, Fizz is diving down, but he has been exhausted, going to be doing a little less damage, but that doesn't matter. Damage over time has taken out Karthus, and Karthus is being taken out, maybe even out of range to get some last hits. He does manage to, I guess, level up. That's kind of a good thing. Whoopee there. Let's take a look back into bot lane. Oh, Fizz and Mundo. They're going to be hitting Dragon. It's good for them. Nocturne wasting time mid, trying to cover for dead Karthus. And yeah, they've got control of the flow right now, blue team. Got to be taking Dragon, an easy Dragon right now. Nocturne, will he make the mistake? Soraka putting herself out there, getting nailed by Vayne a couple times in the face. Don't know if Vayne... Did she pop her ult for that? She popped her ult for that. She wanted the chase, she wanted the kill. But that is okay. Her ult is on I think a relatively low cooldown. 70 seconds, that's okay. That's okay. Renekton, basically dominating. Nunu trying to get into that jungle. Probably going to consume one or two things. Don't want to miss a kill bot. Bot could explode at any moment, but we still have a lot of movement in all the areas. Up, and Renekton... Oh my goodness, he's basically taunting Nunu right now. Look at that. Nunu wants to get hit by Renekton so that the tower will give him a little bit of lovin', but not going to happen. Meanwhile, Vayne. We have Vayne and Leona pushing bot turret. This didn't go very well for them last time, but now Nocturne is on the other side of the map. He's going to be unable to support. Let's see, item-wise... Vayne has got a BF Sword and a Doran's Blade. Graves went Berserker's... Oh, Berserker Greaves and a BF Sword. Leona taking some damage. See right now in gold. Why is she porting back? Ah, 1300. She's going to build a Zeal. Oh my goodness! So let's, before I lose my mind. So right now, Fizz has come up to support top. We have Nocturne. So blue team really wants to take down this top tower. And Fizz has come up being hit by Nocturne, feared, taking tons of damage, his ult totally missing Nunu, but now that he is no longer feared, he is beating the ever-loving crap out of that Nocturne, and they are running away as fast as they can. Oh no, Karthus, you need to be careful. Do not approach. Karthus seems to be chasing. Wall of Pain in the wrong area, and Nocturne is probably going to go down out of this landing his ult to try and confuse blue team. Karthus coming in, doing a little bit of damage to Fizz. He needs to focus Fizz. Fizz is down, but now Renekton popping his ult. Tons of life steal, or I should say regeneration. Some extra damage out on that. Double check the full effects. Dark Energy is getting 300 health. He deals magic damage to nearby energy. Oh, okay, look at that. Just gaining a whole bunch of extra health. Mundo pelting him with cleavers. And Karthus gets away. Not going to need to die this time, but you know what? Looks like Nunu is going to get that. Trying to use his ult once again, completely interrupted. And absolutely demolished. Oh no, his ult's still up, so he was trying to do something. Maybe he danced, or he laughed with his final moments. Renekton clearing the next minion wave, absolutely dooming top turret. Leona's going to be moving around, probably planning a ward? Yeah, planning a ward of some kind. While Vayne farms it up on bot. Yep, and blue team porting back. Renekton is absolutely dominating his top lane right now. It's up to Karthus and Nocturne to maybe turn things. Oh, and Leona and Vayne are diving. We'll see what's going on right now. Oof. Turning around Vayne, not taking that much damage from the tower. Doing what she can. Bloodthirster built on Vayne. This could be very good for her in terms of damage. If you've never played Vayne before, and I'm not going to get the opportunity, you see the circle underneath Soraka. If she lands a third circle, she'll also do a large amount of true damage on her, ignoring any armor, which is beneficial for a Soraka lane because her heal does grant extra armor. Graves also grants armor just by using his auto attack, so that could be a good counter for the amount of defense this lane has. Moderate movement up north, Nocturne roaming around the jungle, Nunu seeing what he can do. We could see an encounter mid, and we'll be heading up there. Dr. Mundo is coming in the bot, though. Clearing out vision. We have Nunu coming down, Nocturne coming down. This bot lane could get very messy very quickly. How will the Yeti approach? The red team has pinged Dr. Nunu, and the Yeti is just coming straight down. He blood-boiled Graves. Oh, and Dr. Mundo has made himself known. Leona missing with her leash. Nocturne down there as well, leaping onto Dr. Mundo. And Dr. Mundo is down. Karthus landing his ult, trying to do some damage, not doing that much damage. And Vayne has been silenced. And Fizz trying to freak out. Oh, look at that. Finally a good, solid engagement for Red Team. Red Team not losing anybody. But they're all kind of porting away. They're going to lose a tower for their troubles. Nocturne is going to make himself known. Using that spell shield and going after Vayne, maybe a good call. Oh, but turning around, indecision just killed Nocturne right there. If he had picked a target and stuck with it, he maybe could have killed Leona. Oh, and Vayne almost going down to tower damage. Can Nunu land an ice bolt? Can he do anything? And no, he just runs around giving everybody a slap of the face saying, I am useless, I am useless, I am useless. Oh, and Mr. Wish getting another kill on Karthus. Let's travel back in time and watch how that happened. Oh, it's as you would expect. He's doing plenty of damage, knowing that there's nothing that Karthus is missing with his layways, and boom, dashing over to him and landing in the kill, escaping with an annoying under 100 hit points. No Karthus ult there because of the earlier engagement, and blue team has erased any of that decent engage they had earlier. Graves coming in with the red buff. Will he be able to land a few bits of harass on Vayne? Looks like. Oh, and he dashes in, missing most of the buckshot damage. See here, Soraka coming in, doing her best to heal up Graves, making sure that he's fed with mana so he can keep landing those buckshots. Another important skill for Graves is his E. His command dash that you can see allows him to increase his attack speed by quite a great deal. Graves kind of has a slow attack speed naturally. You combine that with a Phantom Dancer, and that shotgun that he has basically turns into a machine gun. Oh, they want Leona. Not the best call right now. He basically needs to farm it up a little bit. He is currently a little over 10 behind. He's building towards an Infinity Edge, and right now Vayne She's got a Zeal. She has a Bloodthirster that she's almost farmed up to completion. The amount of damage that she's going to be doing, let's just pay attention. Graves right now is 200 AD. Vayne at 215. So not as big of a difference as I thought it would be. Landing a tower. First tower for red team. I'm going to get a little global gold. Hopefully people can build it up. Nunu. Well, you can see right here, panic build for him. Double door and shield. After the initial item buy, if you're seeing a lot of Dorans, that means someone is panicking. Ooh, Renekton popping his ult before he engages. Red team is begging Nunu to pay attention. And he is going to get leaped on. He was warned. The Ice Blast not doing much for Renekton, who can dash at him, even land a stun. He is laughing, I guess, at Renekton, which is a bad call because Mr. Wish has absolutely dominated Lulu in just about every other encounter. Looks like Renekton is just going to eat away at this jungle right now. We'll see what happens. Nocturne, that's a Nocturne. He's just sitting there going like, God, that guy is in my jungle. I want to kill him. It's not going to happen, Nocturne. And not going to happen. Blue team taking the dragon again during my little Nocturne play theater, but that's not surprising. They got dragon last time. They control the bottom quadrant of the map real easily. Graves and Soraka are scared, but they aren't building scared, which is a good call on them. Wow, Soraka with no gold. But Fizz, Renekton, two people that are currently playing with zero fear. Rod Ages and Cage's pick. Ooh, 2 GP items on Karthus. Interesting enough. Not sure how much of an advantage he's really going to be seeing out of that turtle shell. He probably should have built a Philo Stone, if anything, for a little bit of extra mana regeneration, since Nocturne has their blue buff. Oh, and Nocturne using his ult, leaping in on Leona. Leona's going to be able to take tons of damage. Good damage going down on Nocturne, and that Karthus ult managed to kill Vayne. Vayne doing tons of damage to Nocturne. His lifesteal is going to try and keep him alive. Graves landing some damage at Vayne is going down. Fizz is coming in there. He's going to be able to do tons of damage, landing a pretty solid, large amount of damage on Graves, scaring him, and also he was ignited. Didn't see who from. Was it from Fizz? Brain says yes, most likely Fizz, and a pretty good engage. Meanwhile, top, we have Nunu doing the Dance of Death with Mr. Wish. We'll see if that does anything good for him right now, because if red team is breaking away intelligently, they're all going to go shop. They're all going to enjoy the kills they managed to get. Let's see, Graves has finished his Infinity Edge. It's going to start finishing. That's really going to start helping him compete with Vayne, who has lost half of her stacks on her Bloodthirster. Infinity Edge, that damage stays. And right now we have the same Dance of Death going on between Nunu and Renekton. Oh, Nunu taking so much damage. Every time he lands one of those stuns, Nunu's guaranteed to lose about a quarter to half life. It's embarrassing, it's sad, and Renekton, he's going to take that turret. 2 GP items and 2 shields. How much gold is... He has 1,500 gold. If he gets another Doran's item, I'm going to have an aneurysm or something. Top lane is just being absolutely beasted. Bot lane, they've decided to move up. Vayne, angry. They're going to take out this tower. Show them their anger. Renekton coming down, making sure that people know he is still there. Renekton already with a Bloodthirster. Is it filled up? Oh, no. Halfway there. Graves coming down, trying to land some damage. Blocking their vision. Nunu getting jumped on by Fizz and Dr. Mundo. Oh, arf, arf. Even over the wall. They may even have to abandon this turret right here because of blue team coming around on every side. Nocturne landed his ability, but doesn't matter. Oh man, Dr. Mundo takes no damage from the tower. That's going to embolden them quite a bit. Karthus showing off a little bit of his damage. Landed some lay waste if he can. Slowed down Fizz a little bit, but we have Mr. Wish up top. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Nocturne is going to foolishly try to engage Renekton one-on-one. I want to watch how bad this will go. He is feared. He is running. Soraka muting him. Oh man, look at that. Commentator's Curse using his ultimate to gain a little bit extra health, doing damage over time. Dashing over the wall. The engagement is over. Nocturne all beat up. But let's see, Mr. Wish, where is he going? Oh, Karthus, what are you going to do? Oh, landing that wall. Landing that lay waste, slowing him down, but the dash is getting him away. Blue team coming up. Oh, and Leona landed a beautiful stun, saving Renekton, or maybe even saving red team from a quick Renekton-based death for this point. Renekton looking absolutely killer at the moment. We'll see if he builds that Brutalizer into anything. I usually avoid it because it builds into the Ghost Blade, and I'm not a big fan of the Ghost Blade. However, I mainly play AD carry, so there's no reason an AD carry should get a Ghost Blade. So everyone's kind of backing off for the moment. Both teams have warded Baron. They want to know when something's going down. They've both gone with the kind of selfish ward of internal wards. It's kind of good to also be able to see traffic around in this area. Not a lot of ward coverage at the moment. But Blue, I don't think they really are worrying about wards. The red team is pushed back, geez, to base tower top lane. Well, they've only lost one tower themselves. So I think at this point they're kind of emboldened to do whatever they want. People are kind of farming it up, seeing what's going on. Fizz has his death cap, he has a Sheen. He's going to be doing tons of damage. That Karthus hasn't really bought anything new. Seems to be saving up his gold. 7,000 gold? It's pretty impressive, but still lagging behind Fizz. Ooh, manages to catch Fizz. Does he land a lay waste? Nope, not going to happen. Fizz seems to have no fear. Fizz has a dash. Fizz has his little flippy move. He's got no real worries. Vayne is tanking Baron right now. Taking a lot of damage. This could be very bad for her if red team manages to get in their Nocturne up top. What will they do? Blue team is disengaging. They've lost the desire to do it. Alright, they're gonna leap onto Dr. Mundo, will they? Blue team is walking away. Nocturne seeing Fizz. Oh, Fizz is gonna be going after that Nocturne, landing the Arf Arf. If they lose Nocturne, this could be very bad. He has been ignited, and he is down. It is not going to be a 4v5, but red team is going to try and get their vengeance. Leona stun landing down, slowing the team, saving Fizz's life. Karthus taking tons of damage right now. And we'll see who goes down first. Oof, and Vayne killing Karthus, but Karthus all managing to kill, oh man, Dr. Mundo and Fizz and Vayne getting a triple kill. And Greaves doing some damage. Oh, and it is an ace! Will they try and do Baron? Soraka is mostly dead. If Baron even sneezes at her, she's going to die, but they do have Nunu. Nunu's going to be able to consume for free every 5 hits on Baron. He's going to be able to do some damage to him. I don't know if you could do it in the past, but I know definitely one of the things they mentioned now. Being able to do true damage, so he'll be a great source of damage to Baron. Let's see, blue team is coming back. They're going to try, and there we go. Red team managing to get the Baron buff. What a great turn of events for them. They need to get the hell out of there, though. And fortunately, it took them long enough to get Baron that Karthus and Nocturne are both back with Baron buff. So right now, they're going to have a fantastic health and mana regeneration booth. It's a booth. What's in your booth? Health and mana regeneration, as well as attack and ability damage. Great bonuses right now. So the important thing that you can do right now with Baron buff, because they're not in a position to win the game, and let's actually look at somebody, is they need to focus on taking down a tower or they need to get Dragon. They have Baron buff, which should mean the blue team should be kind of holding back, trying not to die. And what they really need to focus on right now at this moment is taking advantage of the fact that blue may be afraid during this time. They need to clear their jungles, they need to get Dragon, they need to get towers. They need to make this time that they have actually worth it. We'll see if they can pull that off. Oh, Nunu, hey, managed to build a frozen heart at some point. Good. Oh, man, is that ruins Fizz, that ruins Renekton. Oh, and look at that, blue team no fear, but they're walking around on top of a whole mess of wards at the moment. We'll see what goes on right now. Graves is looking a little emboldened. He hasn't died yet. I hadn't noticed that. Look at that. There's a 404 Graves while Vayne has died twice. Bummer for her, considering she is using a Bloodthirster. Oh, but blue team, look at that. They're going to get a Dragon. Baron Nashor is almost half over, and red team has not done anything with it. I think they gave Graves red buff. Ugh. You gotta do something. You got Baron buff. Oh well, no backseat coach, and let's just talk about what's happening, not what should happen. Renekton, Mr. Wish, absolutely no fear, going up top. And by top, I mean mid. Sorry about that. He's going to be able to clear wave real well. Keep it pushed mid lane as Baron buff is... Oh man. Currently at what I would call 7 o'clock of what's left of Baron buff. Nunu doesn't really have a good wave clear other than his ultimate. Vayne is split pushing up top. See what she can do. Doing her best to clear. No red team member is anywhere near her. Oh! Brain totally dead. Red team, who have the Baron buff. Man, need to wake up. They are pushing mid using their Baron powers. Hopefully they can clear this. While Vayne is rushing up rushing up top lane. They're going to have to disengage. Oh, they should have... She wasn't going to make it, now she's going to flee. Come on, Graves. Okay, Graves has caught Vayne. He has the Baron buff, so he has a bit of advantage. Nocturne using his ult. He's somewhere, and he leaps onto Vayne. They're going to take her down. She is feared, ignited. They shouldn't have used that ignite because they have plenty of damage landed on her. Karthus is alone mid, but that Vayne death is very good. Just about the only positive thing they will have ended up doing with this Baron buff. So it goes on right now. See, earlier when I was excited, I had forgotten that Vayne was not on the top team, so I thought one of them was split pushing while the others were kind of showing off. Fizz seems to be a pretty good counter to Karthus because he seems to go where he wants. And Renekton, I didn't take blue buff, but he could have. And blue team losing their second turret. Red team finally doing something with all this Baron power. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Good. Take out that turret. Take out that turret. Graves taking a couple of hits, and arf. Nunu taking some damage. Has he built any magic resistance? No, he hasn't, but he just doesn't seem to care. And... Yep, Baron is over. Baron is over. We could see some mistakes happening right now. Baron has just ended, and red team has divided themselves, while blue team has stayed together as a unit. We could see a wipe. We could see an ace coming up in a second. Oh my god, Renekton is gone. Nocturne has gone off on his own. And all of blue team is heading for him right now. What can he do? Spell shield landing, trying to get away, but you know what? There was enough CC there, and I think they even exhausted him as well, which is a little bit over the top. Up, and Renekton leaping on Karthus, landing the... Oh, he stunned him, and then you have Leona landing her stun. Karthus trying to get away as best he can. Nunu landing his ult, slowing him down. Oh my gosh, he's got no real damage of the enemy team. The slow was the only helpful thing there, and now they're absolutely emboldened. Renekton and Vayne leaping down on Graves, doing tons of damage. Karthus going down as well. They have no answer, but the Karthus ult going up. And, wow, double banana. Soraka is telling them to get out of her house. She and Nunu are the only two left, and she lands 2 kills. Will we get a triple banana going on right now? Let's see what happens. This is absolutely impossible. We have Soraka with blue buff chasing down Dr. Mundo and Leona and Renekton. Ice Blast landed down on Leona. She is slowed down, and they're going to do some damage to her. Oh, they're turning around because they realize, oh wait, that's Soraka and Nunu. But wait, this could be terrible. Mr. Wish goes down, a triple banana kill. And we have Nocturne, who has spawned back, who isn't joining in with the chase. I don't think his ult is up yet, so I guess he's viewing himself as kind of worthless. Dr. Mundo, however, has almost regained full health during this encounter. Look at that. 3 kills on Soraka. Somebody knows what they're doing. And she is going to start farming out of this. I guess she's building towards the Shirelia's Revelry. 3 kills. All very strong characters who she managed to kill. Probably got a lot of gold. I don't even have to wonder. Soraka's sitting on 2,000 gold at the moment. That is phenomenal. Hopefully she turns that into something good. I want to watch this happen because I don't think anything else interesting is going to happen. Shirelia's Revelry purchased on her. That's going to be great for the running away they may or may not need to be doing in the future. Another Ruby Crystal bot. She could be building, well, any number of things with a Ruby Crystal on a support. It could be a Randuin's Omen. We could see that on Soraka. Not exactly a kind of hero that runs into the middle of things. Karthus and Fizz. Fizz is going to absolutely demolish Karthus. Running at him. He has been... Look at that. Look at that. That was incredible. Even with an exhaust, he managed to melt Karthus in 2 hits. That Fizz has got so much damage right now. 449 AP. Karthus getting his needlessly large rod, though, so we'll see how that goes out of him. They're going down on Baron. This time they're taking no chances. Nocturne could come in there. Does he get the steal? No, he does not, and he is absolutely melted for his trouble. Red team needs to scatter. They need to scatter quick. We'll see who they're going after first. Renekton's going up top, trying to smell out Nunu. Can he do it? Now he decides to turn around. We have Soraka and Graves hugging this turret. It's going to do nothing. Blue team pounding down that turret. Yep. Not even really paying attention to it. Soraka trying to do what she can, taking some heavy, heavy damage from Fizz, but has run away. Another turret down. Fizz basically zoning out the entirety of Red Team just by standing there. They are terrified of him. And they're kind of waiting for Nocturne to come back, kind of figuring out what to do. Up, and they're going forward. Leona ult hits no one, and Graves landing some solid damage on Mr. Wish, using the ultimate to escape. Pushing back on this wave. Nocturne deciding to not go help his team. Did we just get another ARF? We did get another ARF. That's ticking down insanely quick. 67-second cooldown on that. Tons of damage. It's a very aggressive build. And Red Team, I think, taking their first dragon of the game. Don't need Baron buff for that. Enemy team has Baron buff, though, so we'll see how this goes. It's Soraka and her magically color-changing cloak. Right now, Renekton running around Nocturne, deciding to split push for some reason. He's got to be really close to some kind of item. Maybe a Randuin's Omen. He has a blade of... an Avarice Blade. I haven't seen an Avarice Blade in forever. Did he buy anything? He must have bought something. Should have paid better attention. Red is being pushed into the base. Super minions are going to start going in there. They're worth quite a bit of gold, though, so I don't know if Red Team decides to play smart and play defensive for a little bit, maybe catch one of the Blue Team members off bounds. Fizz is pinging blue. He's looking for a little support to take out their blue buff. That's a good call. And he's refreshed his blue buff, making sure that Red... well, basically keeping Karthus out of the blue buff, which is good for them. Any cooldown reduction on Karthus' ultimate is going to be a trouble. Landed some lay waste, but Blue Team is waiting in the woods. They are going to descend. Renekton knows what he's doing. Going to be able to push mid. Karthus sticking his neck out. It's going to get chopped off. We'll find out. Nope. Going back into base. Renekton is leading in a super minion wave. We can see what happens. Ward planted into the base. Nunu's not able to kill it in time. They're going to be able to dash in there. They're going to be able to flash in there with that kind of vision. And Red Team... oh, butchering a Red Ward. Blue Team has proved they have the attack speed and the wherewithal to actually do it. Graves got pretty decent lifesteal right now. He's built a Last Whisper. Has Vayne done the same? Yep. We are in the meta, folks. That will be good. The Last Whisper is going to be the only thing that will help him fight against this Renekton, who is absolutely fed, absolutely... oof, and he's doing tons of damage to him. Just tons of poking right now. Wasted ARF. It'll be a minute before we see that happen again. Oof. Pretty good damage going down. And Blue Team, are they going to withdraw? They may not need to worry about it. Red Team's top turret currently being butchered at the moment by a ton of... oh, and Graves, has he betrayed his team by trying to take out that top turret wave? They do not have the damage right now. Leona passive landing down. They're doing tons of damage. Cassidy has been knocked out. Does he have his ultimate? He is using his ultimate at the moment. Oh, damage going down, but no one is being killed by Graves, being absolutely beat down at the moment. And Blue Team has only lost Vayne, and they have been aced. This is probably GG. 30 seconds away from Soraka coming back. I don't think that there's any kind of 5-on-1 that's going to happen. Oh, hey, Fizz went down. You got 3 very hurt people who can easily take down these turrets. Renekton and Mundo doing tons of damage right now. Wailing away at it. And just let's just take a quick moment to look at Nunu. Oh, an Aegis. She was building an Aegis. Nunu had no AP defense, no magic resistance, even though they were fighting a Fizz. So there we go. That's a game. Domination by blue team, some bad decisions by red team. And, vary up your builds a little bit. We'll see you later.